two stories to share for this update. The first one, my first investor meeting, I pretty much just emailed an investor with which I had a warm introduction, and we met up for coffee around South Kensington. And, I showed up with my laptop and we just sat down. We talked about the project. I showed him some prototypes. Overall, he was very, very warm, very open, very much eager to help. He asked a lot of questions, and I did my best to explain the concept and how the app would work. And then he started to prod and ask more questions about differentiating factors, competitors, other pricing, different other companies, and it was a good exercise just to be aware of how an investor's minds go about understanding the positioning of the product in the market, uh, how valuable it is, like if there's any early adoption. And I have to say that overall, I had practiced twice with different friends ahead of this call, ahead of this meeting, but still being there, I was still nervous. And I've done lots of presentations and I've talked to clients and a lot of other situations, but when it's your actual product, when it's your actual thing there that you're presenting, it's different. It hits different. I was definitely nervous. I was definitely over explaining. I was frustrated with myself that I couldn't explain it in the best way I could. And I had tried to I had tried to do a lot of demos where I would showcase like cool use cases that I could show with the app. And the demo gods were not on my side that day because the things that I prepped were not working. Um, well, big lesson learned, and definitely a very important practice round to know that okay, this is how it feels like to be talking to an investor. I obviously I wasn't expecting to get a written check out of this. I saw this as a single data point where I start to build a relationship, and over time, I want to be able to send signals that there's some potential for growth and that I'm acquiring my first customers, um, that there's some revenue, just to show that upward trend. And that's really how I saw this, like the beginning of a relationship with an investor. And yeah, hopefully I get to continue giving updates, and that builds the trust that this is a there's a market for this product and that people are willing to pay for it. And that's always something that investors want to hear. The second story is about hiring a designer. Originally, I wrote a design brief, and I was a little ambitious because I started getting back some of the designer quotes, and I realized this was way over the budget that I wanted. So I think it was good. I think it was good to see like, ooh, maybe I don't need all of these maybe I don't need all of these user flows or all of these features, and really think about okay, what is the minimum thing that I actually need to get this out? And I guess that process of refining an idea, an app, and getting it down to the bare bones and just like, okay, with this I can actually get it out is a really good experience. It's really good to be pragmatic and to be careful with resources and to think through what it is that I'm asking people, because it just makes sure that I'm not wasting time on superfluous features and that I'm honing down on just the minimum things that get this out the door. So yeah, sent back and forth a few emails with a designer. We agreed on reducing the scope, and finally on setting a kickoff date for starting the design work. So overall, also a great experience. First time I hire a designer. First time that I have to negotiate on the scope of a design brief, and again, valuable lesson. Part of this was also getting more than one quote from another designer, and there's always a market to shop around. But yeah, both I would say valuable business lessons as I start to delve yeah into this journey. So very happy about these two, and stay tuned for the next episode. Take care.